Yo, what's good? It's your guy BrahmaBeats.com, hitting you with a free beat making tutorial, how to funk up your bass lines. So in this video, you're going to learn how to make your bass lines super funky, especially if you're trying to make a West Coast beat and you need a bass line that sounds like it's walking and talking. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Make the bass line sound like how you want to. Alright, I'm going to show you the #1 trick that I use almost every time that I make a West Coast beat. Okay? So anyway, before I get into that though, I need you to do me a favor. In return, because I'm going to be doing these free beat making tutorials and giving them to you. This is going to be information that I could charge thousands of dollars for in courses, but I'm giving it to you for free. All I need you to do is subscribe. #1, to make sure that you get notified and get them when I release them. #2, leave a comment too to let me know that you're funking with it and that this is helping you out. Alright? Because a bunch of producers always hit me up in my email, and in the comments you can see on my YouTube videos, show us how you did that bass line like that. Show us how to make our own bass lines, all that. So I'm giving it to you for free. All I need you to do is stay rocking with me. Alright, subscribe, let's ride. Anyway, here's the #1 trick that I use, and it's blending bass lines together. Okay, and it could be two different VSTs or whatever you're using. It could be presets from VSTs. If they sound a certain way, you could blend it with another. So anyway, let me show you what I'm talking about. And this bass right here, right? So let me show you this beat first. I'll show you the beat so you can hear it. Okay, so there you have it. West Coast beat, definitely West Coast. I made it on the last live stream, so if you were part of that, if you were engaged with me, hanging out, chilling while we were chatting, then you see me make this right before your eyes. So what I did though is I blended these two bass lines together, right? And they're actually from the same VST that comes with Logic, the ES1. So one is called pluck bass, the other one's called producer bass. And of course, I tweaked them inside here a little bit, inside the the envelopes, the filters. I messed with all of the knobs. You gotta tweak and twist. So I'll show you the next one live. On the next West Coast bassline video I'll show you while I'm doing it live, so you can see what I'm doing with the cutoff, the resonance. It's really based on ear, but I know that sometimes seeing someone else do it will give you ideas. So I'm gonna do that. But let me play the bass line, this first one by itself. Okay, so you hear that, and then this is the second one by itself. So some producers believe that you can't blend bass lines together or basses because they'll clash. You can if you know what you're doing. So look, these two go together because the frequencies don't clash. I'm gonna play them together. Because these bass lines have different characters, they work well together. One is more mid-rangey. It does have some low end. The other one has more bottom end on it. So this lower one right here works perfect as the main bottom end. The bottom end of the bass. This one works as a good mid and top end part of it. And it has a little bite to it. The other one has bottom and bite. So that's what I call them. The bottom and the bite. The bite is that cut off, that harsh kind of plucking. You know, that kind of that talk, the bass line talking. That's definitely the mouth of the bass line. This is the bottom end, the booty of the bass line, man. And if I wanted to, I could definitely separate them a little more too, like going into the EQ. So this bass line, like I said, it has way more bottom end. So what I could do is I could focus it in the bottom end more. I could cut off the top end. Let's say if I just cut off to 1,000. At 800 hertz is where you start to hear, you start to pick up on like the radio, the laptop, cell phone frequencies. So if I wanted it to pick up on that, I can even boost it in the 800 range right here. But I use the top part for that. I use the top of the bass line for that. This bass line, the bottom end, the booty of the bass line, is for the cars, the subwoofers. The other one is more so for the 800 hertz range. So let's say I just cut off that much, right? And let's say I boosted it though. Let's say I boosted it at 48 because I wanted to have a real nice bottom end. Right? And then right here, I can go into this EQ and let's say I cut that. What if I did a sharp cut, right? And you could do that. Sometimes I do it like funk it. I don't care. I don't want anything else in the bottom and the lower end register right there. And that's okay to do that. But what if I did raise it up a little bit? Let's say let it peak a little bit in there. Okay. See how they're working together? And if I wanted it to, like I said, I could focus this right here, the 800 range, and I could do a little boost. I'm not going to right now, but I'm saying that I could if I wanted it, that bite to pick up more. It's already in that frequency range though, as you can see on the screen. It's already enough right there. I don't need to boost it no more, but it's picking up. That's what's going to pick up on the laptop speakers and the cell phone speakers and the smaller speaker systems. So that's a bassline trick that you could use. You could blend different VSTs. If you find one that you know has more mid-range and high end, and then more bottom end, but you want it to have bottom end too because you want people to feel it, you could blend two together. Sometimes that's the best way to do it instead of trying to make one have both. Sometimes one doesn't have the other. This bottom bass line, there's nothing I can do in the EQ to make it have that high end. I can come into the plugin though, and I can probably raise some things like the cutoff or the resonance and mess with them to give it more of that sound. But I don't want to do that. I want to keep it like that. I want to keep it sounding like it's slumping. I want to keep that bottom end, that booty on it, and I want to keep the mouth of the bass line on this one. It don't have to carry no heavy bass. And then if I wanted to break the beat down to just that, it would sound dope. Let's say I could use that for a breakdown. Then you hear when that comes in, right? Because it's carrying it. Feel me? So that's the magic, man. That's the magic. You would have thought that was one bass line, but that's two. It's because I gave two different bass lines. I blended them into one to give them a unique character. But I used two distinguishing bass line characters, I guess you could say, to blend them into one. Okay? This is music talk, okay? So it's nothing solid. There's no solid terms I could really use besides character and I guess you could say timbre, the timbre of the bass. Because they're so different and they're so on the different end of the spectrum. that I could use them together. Okay? So it's like putting salt and pepper together. You know, they work together in certain foods. And West Coast beats, this works very well to blend your bass lines together. Layer them like you would do some other instruments. Sometimes I layer my pads. I'll show you videos on that too of me layering my pads, my keys. I got keys layered in here, but this one is focused on the bass line. Alright, so anyway, that's it for today. Look for the next video. I'll be looking forward to teaching you some more game and some more of my magical beat making tips, tricks, and tactics to get your sound to the next level and keep you inspired and motivated to make bangers. Alright, holla at you later. Peace out.